Morena te whānau, kia ora everybody, welcome in this morning to our Ngakau Oho session. Just coming into our space just to hang out with each other for an hour and just to spend a bit of time coming away from our external environment and just sort of giving ourselves a bit of self-aroha, which is very important actually. It's doing the mahi out there now, it seems to be the time to do this stuff. Everyone's talking about I don't have enough time, but actually it's really, it's not until we become, we get into our situations where, say we get very unwell, and that's when the time comes. But really it's a chance for us just to make a bit of time so that doesn't happen, so we can just sort of center ourselves, wake our systems up. And these are just small offerings into those spaces. I really encourage whānau to just use them any time. Haimata work, just movement, breath work, close the eyes, just be still at times through the day, through your life, especially at night time. We've had a small kōrero about that, about not taking our energy from the day and all the anxiousness and stress that can be created for some of us, taking that into our rest time, really sort of keeping that space for our rejuvenation, our wellness. Nō reira, I'll start us with a small karakia and then we shall roll into the mahi. Tuki nui te tuki, tuki roe te tuki, ku tuki rātu tēnei tuki, ku te tuki nā runga ue te mana. Kahi ngā tāne ka tāku te kei raro kei ngā manu I runga I raro tā whiwhi te tuki nei. Kapa te tuki kei Hawaii ki kataku ka noa tēnā te hau, ku te hau o tū, ku te hau o tāwhiri mātea. Wārea ki runga, wārea ki raro tākoto, tūturu whakamoa ki a tīna, haumi e hui e, tāhiki e. Also very awesome to see everybody. Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou katomo te tautuki I tēnei kaupapa. Nau mai, hara mai, whakatau mai. Awesome to see everybody just getting up just a little bit early while it's still quiet and very beautiful mornings at the moment. Nice and cool, but very all the visuals we are privileged to have. All ngā whetū and all the the clear skies that are sort of raining upon us at the moment. Just a kōrero about some of the mahi that we're sort of moving towards and acknowledging the power of the hinengaro. Very, I just wanted to mihi to that because it's a very profound, it's a very powerful place. Our thoughts, how we are thinking, how we are using. I think we said the other day are we controlling the mind or is the mind controlling us? So sometimes we get into unconscious states of living where we are just reacting, responding, and we end up, especially these days with a lot going on, a lot of anxious energy, a lot of stress energy, a lot of chaotic kind of erratic kind of energy and behavior out there at the moment, especially with a lot that's happening around the globe. It's not that these states are bad. It's just that when we stay in them too long, that's when it sort of starts to affect us. They are to be used in their manner, but this day and age, a lot of us are in it 24/7, 365, and that's when it becomes, that's when it starts to create, illness and disease and things like this. We weren't created to be in a stress mode all the time, but they are used for, for survival situations. So all that energy comes and moves into a survival space, but like to stay there. This is the catch that ends up happening. And the animals don't do it. All the animals don't do it. They all go into a survival mechanism. They escape. They do what they need to do, but they come back to a state of presence with themselves. They don't stay in those states. So Ngakau Oho is to just offer a doorway into those spaces where you can pull away from the stressful states that sort of surround us today with a lot of things that are happening. And when we're in those states, our energy is pumping against the closed system. So really, our kōrero about opening the heart is really, really important for us to create a wellness and have our energy flow. And gratitude and aroha and connection and things like this actually strengthen our immune system. So just things to consider when we're getting into our mahi. Mauri nui, mauri roa, mauri tau, mauri ora. So mauri nui, our expansive energy, mauri roa, our infinite enduring energy, mauri tau, our settled energy, mauri ora, our life force. So really considering these also, everything around us is energy. Also in our kote pipto practice, when we're coming into that last segment, acknowledging the tūpuna and our wiri through our hands, it's really acknowledging the energy that we carry, the capacity we have to create a wellness, a well space for our moko and our generations that are to come. So the wiri in this concept is acknowledging our energy, the energy that surrounds us, to create that, like we were just saying, to create the well space for our generations that are coming. And we have the ability to put a halt on a lot of stuff that travels through our whakapapa that does not serve our whānaus. There's many things that sort of come through, but we, when we centre and we come into these spaces and acknowledge, we actually have the capacity to stop that from sort of coming down through our mokos and through our children and slowly coming back into their balance. So, to tautoko that wellness of our lines that are coming through. Hapai no reira, as we said before, if you're sitting in a chair, just try and have your feet flat on papa. Just gives the, also if we're cross-legged and there's a little bit of tension in the legs, you can have a pillow underneath, otherwise having the legs open, just in the stretch area. I can actually do that this morning for us. And just small places where, before coming into these cross-legged positions, sometimes can be a bit difficult. So just different spaces we can sort of work in, but just start to open up the tinana with our stretching into our breath work and then into our kote pito, and then just some light movement with our rākau, just to lift us into our day, lift our energy, lift us into our day. We will start sort of bringing in some kupu and, just to bring our attention into the point that we are seeking, we desire, and it just makes it a lot more, we come with clarity, focused, and you will be amazed at sort of what starts to sort of shift and what sort of starts to happen within us, around us, and into our whānaus and communities. Just come and relax and just, listen to your breathing, listen to your tinana, and each time we just want to move a little bit further and just start creating a bit more movement through the tinana, a bit more breath work through the tinana, a bit more flow within ourselves. Awesome. Right, let's just start to open up the neck. There's light through here, a lot of energy travelling through here during the day. Ka pai, so I'll start this morning this way, kei ki a koe, totally up to you where you are. But this is another way we can, if the cross-legged is proving a bit difficult due to the mobility and things like that. Right, let's bring our chest, chin to our chest. Just start feeling the stretch down through the back of the neck. Toru, rua, tahi, papai, whakawhiti. Te tiro ki runga. Just looking towards rangi. You need more of a stretch, use your ringa ringa. back to center. Again, chin over the left shoulder, dropping the eyes behind the shoulder. Toru, rua, tahi, pai whakawhiti. Chin over the right shoulder. Bring down onto the floor. Just opening up through the neck, through the kaki. Toru, rua, tahi, ka pai back to center. Just tilting the upoko, so it's the left ear to the left shoulder. If you need more of a stretch, just bring your arm up and just use the weight of your arm just to create more of a stretch down onto the shoulder. Hei ki a koe, totally up to you. Just start to open up the space through here. Toru, rua, tahi, pai whakawhiti to the other side, just stretching through the other side. Should feel that all the way down through the side of the neck. Toru, rua, tahi, back to our center and just drop our chest, so we're just rolling our chin from shoulder to shoulder. Why don't roll all the way around, just from shoulder across the chest to the other shoulder. Mahi pēnei. Right, 3 more. Tahi, rua, toru. Back to center. Deep breath, we're leaning forward now. We're pushing our tinana out towards the front of us. Just come over as far as you can. Obviously with our legs like this, that sort of brings our mobility a little bit. Especially if the back of the legs aren't stretched out like mine. Relate feeling through there. Toru, rua, tahi, right back to center. If you are seated, these are really good ones. They just have a stall, so you can actually lean down across and off the stall as opposed to a chair. Hakiroto, hakiwaho, leaning forward again, a little bit deeper into the same stretch. If you're in this position, you'll feel it all through the hamstrings, down the back of the legs, into the lower back, through the center back. Toru, rua, tahi, right back up to center. Hakiroto, hakiwaho, our nose to our left knee. Go as far as you can go. It's been a little while since I've done this one. Just really sort of start to ignite the tinana. Waking that up, waking different points up. Toru, rua, tahi, back up to center. Whakawhiti, onto our matau. Coming down with our nose towards the knee. Keep the breathing moving. It's really starting to open up the body or reactivate the body. There's been a lot of things happening. Toru, rua, tahi, back up to the side, back up to center. Mahi pēnei, elbow to the floor. Just sort of opening up the side of the tinana, in your elbow, if that helps, sort of stretching out through the ribs, down into the side of the hips, all the way down the side of the tinana. Just be mindful that we don't sort of put the shoulder forward, so we close the chest, really keeps that sort of open. Vai, toru, rua, tahi, mai whakawhiti. Right elbow to the floor, come across. Again, stretching through. The good thing about these is that you can really push to your capability. So really sort of be mindful about what we are doing, opening the tinana. Toru, rua, tahi. Come back into center. Finding your comfortable place. Getting back into our bed mahi. Remember, hands up, palms up. You will notice the difference in the breath. It's a long, daily, deeper breath. Our quiet space just coming into our space. Hakiroto. Breathe in. Breathe out, relax. Close the eyes. You started to tune into your space. I just start to relax through the upoko, through the scalp, down through the forehead, through the face, through the eyes, the cheeks, the chin, relaxing the jaw, relaxing down the front of the neck, through the throat, relaxing onto the shoulders. Just listening to our kōauau, paona kuro. Outgoing breath, just releasing anything. Relaxing down through the shoulders, through the arms, through the elbows, the forearms, all the way to the tips of the fingers. Just release, relax, empty the mind, the tinana. Relaxing down through the chest, through the top of the back, through the shoulder blades. Relaxing down through the solar plex area, the upper puku, all the way into the center back. Down into the lower puku, into our lower back. Just release, relax, holding our spine straight, dropping the shoulders. Relaxing through the hips, through the uri, through the thighs, through the knees, down through the calves, to the ankles, through the feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Just release, relax. When you start to elongate the breath, longer, slower, deeper. And feel the breath moving in and out of the body, in and out of the tinana. Draw the breath through the center, uri. Follow the line of the spine if that helps. We want a straight line through our energy channel, all the way to the top of the upoko. Just release through the mouth. Release through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, hakiroto. Just be mindful, get that breath, feel the breath, and follow it through the tinana, all the way to the top of the upoko. Release through the mouth. Hakiroto. Hakiwako. By this time, drawing the breath through the same line to the uri, pushing the pito back towards the spine and engage the puku. Lift the breath, follow the breath, and just feeling that energy, how it's changing. Maybe lifting it up through the manoa, through the whatu manoa, and sit your point of attention so your energy travels to your pumotomoto, your crown. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the breath. Hakiroto, pull the breath through. Pito the belly button to the spine. Engage the puku. Feel the breath. Lift through the tinana, haumanoa, through the heart space, through our throat, through our roto or our hinengaro, through the mind. Rest your attention to the top of the chakra, the top of the upoko. Get that focus, feel the energy building at the top of your upoko, holding for toru, lua, tahi, release. One more, draw our breath. Pito to the spine. Follow the breath all the way to the top. Hold at the top with our attention. Fa, toru, lua, tahi. Just release the breath. Feeling that stillness within you. By just bringing our attention to the center of our chest, to our heart space. Acknowledging your center. Hakiroto, start to draw the breath in. Hakiwako, just keep your breath flowing in and out of the heart space. Acknowledging the energy it generates. Its warmth. Feel its light or its glow. Just connecting aroha and gratitude to the breath and opening the heart. The heart within ourselves. Connecting to our energy, connecting to our unconditional love, feeling our gratitude. Just feeling that glow and that warmth builds. Just opening the heart. When you're ready, just begin to flush that energy through the entire body, through the entire system. Flushing up through the neck, through the scalp, down through the forehead, down through your eyes, your cheeks, through the jaw, down the front of your neck, onto your shoulders. Really just focused on the connection between the heart and these areas that we are flushing with the heart energy. Flush it across your shoulders, down through your arms, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Just really connecting the energy of the heart to this. Flushing down through the chest, through the upper back, down into the upper puku, the centre back, down into the lower puku, into the lower back, just saturating every cell, every space in your tinana with the energy of the heart, of the open heart. Giving energy to our immune system, our wellness, flushing the energy through our hips, through our uri, down through our thighs, through our knees, down through our calves, into our ankles, through our feet, right to the tips of your toes. Anywhere there is mamai, connect the heart to that space. And generate energy from the heart to any mamai in the tinana. By bringing our attention to the top of the upoko, just drawing breath off the higher self. To draw clarity and understanding, hakiroto, drawing our breath to the top of the upoko. Expanding the heart. Release the breath through the pumanoa into papa. Hakiroto. Hakiwapo. Hakiroto. Hakiwapo. Hakiroto. Draw our breath through the top. Hakiwapo. Releasing the breath into papa and just pulling ourselves in the world of light. Just holding your space. Slowly opening the eyes. Just trying to maintain that state we are still in, coming into our kōtipito. Our feet just a little bit wider than our hips, or where you are comfortable. Really establishing our place where we are. You feel your space grounded. Maybe lower the center of gravity. Haki roto, to our breath through our heels. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Kōtipito. Tūwhera mai kia rangi nui. Tā moa kia papatu anu. Kōtipito. Kia te mauri, last stakeholder of your life. Hei ora ngā wairua, hei ora ngā hinengaro, hei ora ngā tinana, hei ora ngā whāna. Knowledge both sides. Come back to your center, kōtipito. O te tūtama tāne, o te tūtama wahine, male and female essence, return unto its center. Kōtipito. O ki whakamuri, e a ngā atu ki ngā tūpuna, a wiri, hei oranga, o ngā uri, whakaheke, kōtipito. Energy for our generations that are to come. Tūpuna ta mauri, korero mai, ti hei, from our east, Hairāwhiti, uri ki te Taitonga. You get the flow to start moving into more of a flow for yourself. Hakiro, haputa, hakina, haputa, hakina, haputa, kōtipito. Tūwhera mai kia rangi nui, tā moa kia papatu anuku. Kōtipito. Putia te mauri, hei ora ngā wairua, hei ora ngā hinenga, hei ora ngā tinana, hei ora ngā whāna. Knowledge both sides, kōtipito. O te tūtama tāne, our male essence. O te tūtama wahine, twist, reach back, pull forth, our feminine essence. Kōtipito, return unto its center. Ko ki whakamuri, me a ngā atu ki ngā tūpuna. Hei oranga, o ngā uri, whakaheke. Kōtipito. Tūkuna ta mauri, ti hei. Nā Taitonga, uri ki te tai pauauru. Hākina, hāputa. Hākina, hāputa. Hākina, hāputa. Kōtipito. Tūwhera mai kia rangi nui. Tā moa kia papatu anu. Kōtipito. Putia te mauri. Hei ora ngā wairua. Hei ora ngā hinenga. Hei ora ngā tinana. Hei ora ngā whāna. Kōtipito. O te tūtama tāne. O te tūtama wahine. Kōtipito. O ki whakamuri. Nā ngā atu ki ngā tūpuna. Hei oranga. Ngā uri. Whakaheke. Kōtipito. From our west, puri ki te tai tokoro, to our north. Always the four directions, the four winds, all people. Haputa. Hakina, lift the breath. Haputa. Hakina, awakening the body, awakening the self. Haputa. Bring our focus, ko te pito, to our center. Tu whera mai ki a rangi nui. Pāmaua ki a papa tuanuku. Ko te pito, aligning, clothing ourselves in the world of one. Nutia te mauri. Take hold of your life force. Hei o ranga wairua. Well your spirit. Hei o ranga hinengaro. Well your mind. Hei o ranga tinana. Well your body. Hei o ranga whānau. Well your family and your friends. Knowledge both sides. Ko te pito. Te tūtama bring forth, acknowledge our male essence. Ko te tūtama wahine. Bring forth, acknowledge our feminine essence. Return unto its center. Ko te pito. Our balance. Ko ki whakamuri. E ala atu ki ngā tūpuna. Wisdom of our ancestors. Hei o ranga. Munga uri. Whakaheke. And well for our generations that are to come. Ko te pito. Tūkuna tamauri. Ti hei. Hākina. Hāputa. Hākina. Hāputa. Hākina. Hāputa. My eyes closed. Just tilting the head back, pulling the shoulders back, opening the chest, palms facing forward. Tilting the head, like we say, looking towards the top of your maunga. Just feeling the energy of that place. The transfer of energy, the energy may be coming through the hands. Feel the breath moving out of the tinana. Feeling your clarity through your thought. Expanded through the chest, opening the heart. Feeling yourself grounded in the world of light. By slowly opening our eyes, stepping onto our rākau. Just pull mine back so you can see it. Coming forward on our rākau, on our haimata. This morning I'm doing my arches. Just tuning into where you are feeling that needs to be pressurized, the mahi that needs to be happening. The center of arches we have under the knuckles, under the toes, also the heels, and pressure on top of the big toes for the heart space. Bring our pressure on. If you're in these front areas of the foot, leaning forward, lifting the heels, you'll feel the pressure transfer to the front of the feet. If you're on the heels, opposite way, start to lift the front and you'll feel that pressure transfer. Sometimes these can have a real bite, so just sort of work yourself into it. Just feel the pressure. Just feeling your space. These are all igniting, acknowledging our internal spaces, organs, things like that. Also, always encourage whānau to walk bare feet, walk on the earth. Ka pai a ka haere, moving across to our left waiwai. Just applying more pressure. I've got a good bite in here this morning. clearing some stuff, awakening that space. We're just so long in our synthetic soles and shoes, if that's what you do a lot, especially in the cities and towns and things like that. We've always got shoes on. So really good just to go for a walk bare feet. By holding this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bite behind it, 50 cross to our other side. Feel that? Well, I've got a bite on both sides this morning. Nice, nice. These are also good at night. Just pick you a spot in the evening and just stand on your rako. Sewa karakia. Just really bring your attention to what you're doing. Focus. Just holding that pressure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Behind it, back to our center. Awesome, awesome. Looking good out there. Just bring our pressure forward. Just holding that space under our feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, just step it off our rako. Pick your point for this morning. This is where we sort of tune in and how we're feeling, what's happening with ourselves. Some will be more uncomfortable than the others. Just walk your nose out through our waiwai. Okay, coming into our movement section, just to start to open the tinana, the toto, bringing our rako up, palms facing down. Just bringing our rako up over our upoko. As far as you can go. You can come all the way down to the back, halfway. Bring it all the way down. Otherwise, just stay where you're comfortable, where your ability is taking you to. So we repeat this, it'll just start opening up the tinana as we go down through the weeks. You'll feel more mobility coming back into your space. Let's do our count off. Kahi, rua, toru, wha, lima, ono, petu, waru, iwa, ngakau, apai. Dropping our rako towards the floor, mahi pēnei, stretching out, pull the rako up through the front. Above your head, let the rako drop down in front of the tinana, big circles, mahi pēnei. Right. Well, we're just doing our count off. Lima. Wha. Toru. Rua. Tahi. This time holding at the top above the upoko. Imagine yourself being pulled by your wrists towards rangi. Just feel yourself being pulled. You'll feel that all the way through the center of the back, through the arms and shoulders. Lima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Release, relax, drop your shoulders, keep your arms up. Coming into another stretch, pulling it up through movement. Being pulled by your wrists, imagine being pulled by your wrists. Rangi, looking up, let stretch through your shoulders, through your back. Toru, rua, kahi, Release, relax, bring our rākau onto our shoulders. Okay. Mahi pēnei, remember. Just keeping the tinana facing forward. This is working the rākau up through the sides of the neck. At the back, you'll feel the rākau start to climb towards the base of your skull. Right. Finding your boat position. It's really good to just draw energy out of this area. Helps with our headaches and tiredness. A lot of stuff gets stored here. Our count off. Rima. Wha. Toru. Rua. Tahi. Wai whakawhiti. Coming back the other way. Feel the rākau walking down the back of the neck. Ana kaki. Feel every time you rotate the circle on each arm, you'll feel it sort of press into the side of the, just around the side of the kaki there. Rima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Right, let's come to our centre. Just keep our upoko looking, our eyes straight ahead. Starting to open up across your chest and shoulders. Mahi pēnei. You want a little bit more, just apply pressure on the arm that's in the front. You may start to open up through the shoulders, the chest, the back. We're starting to get slight movement all the way down the spine into the hips. Just feel your natural rhythm of your body. Rima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Wai mahi pēnei manei. This time moving the upoko, looking across your shoulder, side to side. You feel the movement start to become bigger, move down through the spine. Now we're starting to move more movement into the hips. Just keep your legs bent, slight bend in the knees. You may need to widen your stance just to play yourself. We are count off, rima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Back to our centre. Now rākau over the front. Down in front of us, palms down, mahi pēnei. As if you're rowing your waka, pushing the arms forward. Right. Now if you're getting used to this, you can widen your stance and bring some speed into it, a little bit quicker, and accentuate the actions. There's a slight more twist in the hips if you're getting used to it. Otherwise, just stay where you're comfortable, as if you're rowing your waka. Single hop, single hop. Right, focus on the arms, push the hands pushing forward. Right. Just let the rhythm through your tinana have its natural flow. Legs bent a little bit. Rima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Right, anai, focus on the elbows going forward. This brings more movement to the tinana. You have to twist a little bit more. Turn a little bit more. Starting more movement through the hips. Elbows forward. Warming up the tinana, getting our blood flowing through. Energy, unblocking stuff that's sitting in the joints. So thinking, the way we are thinking while we're doing this also, having that energy flow, releasing, our bodies are working well. Count off, rima, wha, toru, rua, tahi. Apply back to our centre. Palms up, mahi pēnei. Just bringing the rākau up to eye level. Right, remember, holding yourselves. Drawing the arms up. It's like turning the tinana. Activating through the body. Feel the blood moving, our joints moving. Feeling it all moving through our systems. Our count off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now if you're ready for the next one, then pivot off the back foot. Turn a little bit wider. Lift our rako a little bit higher. Right. It's like bending the knees. Make sure you pivot on the ball of that back foot, so there's no injury. Now we're turning our waiwai, more blood, more movement through the hips, through the knees, through the feet, through the ankles. Right. Now count off. Tahi, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Now moving into the next phase, we're adding the squat, so we're working through the thighs. Ending up a little bit slower, a little bit deeper, a little bit wider for the rako. Pushing out through the waiwai. Working through the thighs, the arms. Feeling the warmth into the tinana, feeling the blood moving through the joints. With our count off, tahi, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, Ngakau, tapai. Come into our phase 1. Just bringing this down just to eyesight. Count off. 5, 4, 3, 2, tahi, tapai. Bring our rako koi kamiki mua, holding in the centre of the rako. Waki pēnei, our number 8. Our tifa tifa. Just working through the wrists, the fingers, the hands. Starting to open up all the little muscles around all the little bones through these places. Also through our elbows and shoulders. Right, our little count off. Tahi, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapai, whakawhiti tō ringa ringa. Left hand. One will always be easier than the other, so you can tell. Right. Let's keep that rako moving. And behind the back or tucked in the front, just watching the elbow. Right, count off, tahi, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, bring our rako back to centre. It's time, 2 hands, coming backwards. Maki pēnei, and just let the tinana flow. Count off, tahi, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, Ngakau, piti, other way, tahi, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, Ngakau, tapai. We're coming to more. Bring our rākau behind our back, into our lower back, palms facing forward. Just putting some pressure through the lower back. Not so much turning, just really rolling the rākau around the back. And using the pressure of your palms. Right. You can also walk the rākau up to the lower back and back down onto your hips. Right. Just applying the pressure as you see, as you feel accordingly. Tahi, rua, toru, wha, rima, right, nānei, mahi pēnei. Knock off the ball of your foot. Just drive the pressure in the end of each side. All through our lower back. Tahi, rua, toru, wha, rima, ono, waru, iwa, te kau. Kāpai. Bring our rākau around the front, into our whakatā. Stretch the arm out. Step back. Just dropping into our stretch. You may want to widen the legs, widen the feet. Just feel that stretch all the way through the arms. All the way down the back. All the way down the back of the legs. Tahi, rua, toru, wha, rima, ono, whitu, waru, iwa, te kau. Back to our whakatā. Ngakau up. Left palm facing down, holding the rākau. Right hand palm facing up. Haki roto. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Eyes closed. Ki te taha uri, ki te taha roa, ki te whaupoi tākiri tūre, ka pawhori, ka pawhāte, ka pākia, ki te rangi, ka tōpa, ki te whenua, e rua mata, e rua alo, e puti, ki te rauri, te whakatai, ora ka reo te o mā tūtū, te tauri, ki te pauherenga, ki te maranga, te kāprenga. Reo ko mai rangi nui, i o e mā tū, te porpika atu uene, ki rangi, ki te uriri, tuku, tana whai, ki te maru, e ka pamai rangi, ka tūre, ko te pua, ki tanga rea, rea, tōna putu, ai tōi, ki te karangu, ai tāki, te whenua, ai te rangi. E poi tia ki te ahui i e ka tāperinga e nau I hine matu. Kamorangi te tōtoa atu pai kōha ki no matu tawa ki te pito whirina ka putu ine te amano waka ki ngā putu te hai ohorangi te pereto o mai a te tika nui pritau uri mai te pōki uri te tipa uri uri tā e hutu pūkore e tamarangi putu o te awa te whairanga ki mātiki ngā horonuku. Nā ue take ka toi ka tui te here, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. Te rā whakatā. Awesome whānau, awesome to see everyone this morning. Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou katoa. Just thank you for coming in, sharing some energy, hanging out, more so for giving yourself the space. Yeah, like we were saying, really important for us to give ourselves aroha, self-love, and what happens in here will drift out. Also, just a mihi to care, my IT man, I'm not. And Turiki Healthcare, just for putting stuff out there for our whānau and our other whānau that are offering, aroha into our communities. These are just one ways that we'd like to koha and support on behalf of the Piha Romi Hauni Creative. Ngā mihi, also we have Romi sessions if anyone is into the body work and just looking for those spaces. Nō reira, kia pai tō rā, have an awesome day whānau, ka